of Fox Sports.
We are the Fourth. We are Ohio.
I think just in general, Cleveland sports are really pushing themselves in the right direction.
Murphy hammers it. Viciano watches it go.
216, hey, we're banging right now.
Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Kipnis
Nice.
to Cabrera, back to first. Double play.
We're hot right now. It's hot in the 216 for sure.
Goodbye. The Indians win it by a final score of 7-4.
It's been a lot of fun. Everybody's doing their part, and things are really working in the right direction for us.
Welcome to All-Star Week here on Sports Time Ohio. Today the Indians continue their series against the Chicago White Sox live from Progressive Field. Hi again, everyone. Matt Underwood alongside Rick Manning. You can't help but feel the enthusiasm emanating from Nick Swisher. Talking to us last night on the postgame show. Obviously, he had a big game. The team gets a big win against the White Sox. But, Rick, when you look at Swish, 9 straight seasons he's hit at least 20 home runs or more. He has 8 home runs now. I wouldn't be surprised at all if he were to find his way to that 20 home run mark again before this season's over.
Well, he's swinging the bat very well. I'll tell you, he's homered in 3 of the last 5 games, and 6 of his 8 home runs have given the Tribe the lead. When he stays on the ball, he flattens that swing out. He goes to left center field. He's going to get his share of home runs. Hopefully he can pick up the tempo, pick up the pace. He's DHing now, so, when he can hold his weight in the lineup, it's going to be a good thing.
I know he wants to get back out there and help the team at first base as well. He was out early today taking ground balls, trying to sharpen things up defensively as well. Indians and the White Sox and Zach McAllister. He is back. He's in the starting rotation. He toes the rubber for the Tribe this afternoon. We've got the play-by-play action coming up next. McDonald's, I'm loving it. by your local Toyota dealers. Visit buyatoyota.com. Toyota, let's go places. By Panini's, get overstuffed at Panini's Bar and Grill. And by Jeep. Visit Jeep.com to learn more. East 4th Street, downtown Cleveland, not far from the ballpark. And we welcome you into a warm afternoon here in downtown Cleveland as the Indians and the White Sox continue their 3-game weekend series. Zach McAllister on the hill for Cleveland. Let's quickly take a look at Robin Ventura's starting lineup for the White Sox, brought to you by Toyota. Alejandro De Aza in the leadoff spot, followed by Alexi Ramirez. Then it's Jose Abreu. What a season he's having. 28 home runs already. Then it's Adam Dunn, Dayan Viciedo, Connor Gillespie. Gordon Beckham in the starting lineup today. So is Tyler Flowers and Lurie Garcia batting ninth.
GMC starting pitcher. Welcome back, Zach McAllister, the 26-year-old right-hander. Just getting called up back up from AAA. Is making his 11th start this year. He's 3-4, 5.89 ERA. In his career, 3-1 against the Chicago White Sox, making his 8th start against the ball club.
And McAllister's first pitch in there for a strike. 81 degrees, our game time temperature here this afternoon. De Aza, swing and a miss. It's 0-2. De Aza 1 for 4 last night with a run scored. And a swing and a miss. He strikes him out.
I like that pitch right there with 2 strikes. He's going to go inside. He's going to go hard, and it's above the belt. And you can see the check swing. De Aza couldn't hold up. McAllister gets the strikeout.
That will bring up Alexi Ramirez. 283 hitter on the year. Swinging a foul back.
McAllister always about commanding his fastball and then what comes off of that fastball, the breaking ball and the changeup. We'll see if he has any of his secondary pitches. There was the breaking ball.
Center fielder Michael Brantley has the catch. 2 down.
Let's check out the key at Tribe defense behind McAllister this afternoon. It'll be Aviles in left field, Brantley in center, Murphy's in right, Chisenhall at third, Cabrera at short, Kipnis at second, Santana at first with Gomes catching.
Hal Gibson calling the balls and strikes. Dan Isanya is at first, CB Buckner at second, and the crew chief Gary Cedarstrom is down at third. Now Jose Abreu, 1 for 4 last night. The Indians held him to just 1 base hit. Abreu, the 5th White Sox rookie to ever make the All-Star team. The last one, you have to go all the way back to 1983 when Ron Kittle made it as a rookie for Chicago.
What do you mean all the way back?
Well, that's a long time ago.
What do you mean all the way back?
Back before color television,
that's
telephone.
Just a couple of years ago.
Engine-powered automobiles. Now the 1-1. Broke his bat, bounced it to third base, and Chisenhall takes care of that. It's an 8-pitch first inning in the return of Zach McAllister. Welcome back indeed. Indians are coming to bat. Let's take a look at the Indians starting lineup for Terry Francona, brought to you by Progressive. Jason Kipnis will lead it off, followed by Asdrubal Cabrera, who's really picking up the pace offensively. Michael Brantley, the all-star center fielder with an 8-game hitting streak, will hit third. Then it's Carlos Santana, Lonnie Chisenhall, and Nick Swisher. David Murphy, Yan Gomes, and Mike Aviles. The Indians have switched their lineup around, so it's Murphy, Gomes, and Aviles at the bottom.
GMC starting pitcher is Scott Carroll, making his 9th start this year, his 6th on the road. On the road, he's has a better ERA. He's 1-3. At home, he's 2-2, but a 5 ERA. He has made one start against the Indians this year, and he's pitched once out of the bullpen against them. So he is 1-1 in his career. Sinker ball pitcher. You've got to make him elevate the ball and get it up.
So incorrect information. It is Gomes, then Murphy at the bottom of the Indians lineup.
We'll get it right. We'll wait and see when they come to the plate.
Well, that was the way I had it, and then they said, no, they flip-flopped them. So I flip-flopped them, and I had it right the way it was originally. So I don't know what the hubbub was about. Jason Kipnis 0 for 4 with a walk yesterday. That one bounced in front of the plate. One ball, 2 strikes. And bounced in front, almost hit him. Somehow he skipped out of the way.
Carroll is coming off a start against the Red Sox where he pitched brilliantly. He went 6 2/3 innings and gave up just 1 hit in that ballgame. No runs, had 5 strikeouts, 2 walks, and 105 pitches.
He was 0-5 with an ERA of over 8 in his previous 6 starts before that one. Funny how this game can be. You could be that bad and then go out and go 6 2/3 and give up 1 hit at Fenway Park.
Yeah, I was going to say, in Fenway of all places.
Fouled away. Kipnis trying to get the Indians started here right out of the gate today. He's worked the count full, and the payoff pitch from Carroll. Out of play again. You know, in this day and age, Rick, teams almost never want to admit or publicly say that they're rebuilding. But the White Sox, when they were in Boston, noticed that A.J. Pierzynski had been designated for assignment, and John Farrell came as close as you'll hear anyone say when he said, we want to take some guys. We want to take a look at some guys who we know will be here beyond 2014.
Yeah, just I don't know why it's so bad to say you're rebuilding. You can rebuild with young kids and give them an opportunity. You just have to be a little more patient. They won the World Series last year. I mean, I don't know.
It happens.
Well, it happens a lot of places. Guys don't stay around long enough. And, you know, if you have a bad year with one guy, it's time to move on. And
the 3-2, bounce to first. Abreu bobbles it. Recovers in time to get Kipnis. It took Scott Carroll 9 pitches to retire Jason Kipnis. McAllister needed 8 pitches to retire the White Sox 1-2-3 in the first inning.
Well, then that's a good first at-bat by Kipnis. And even though he didn't get a hit, at least his teammates got to see him throw a lot of pitches to the first hitter.
Well, and even though Boston's a big market club, Rick, they swallowed a decent-sized chunk of payroll because they signed Pierzynski to a 1-year, $8 million deal. So you figure they're going to have to eat close to $4 million of that. Be interesting to see if another team out there picks him up.
I think someone will. I do. For catching, he can still catch. He's still a gamer. He goes through it.
Think about St.
Now,
Louis. They
whether
lost Yadier Molina.
True. That's exactly right.
They picked up George Contreras, but I'm sure they're looking for a veteran guy with a lot of experience.
And that's been there every day.
That's what he has. Short hopped by Beckham. Cabrera's out number 2.
Let's take a look at the White Sox defense. They made a couple of errors in last night's ball game. In the outfield will be Deasa in left. Garcia gets the start in center today. Viciedo in right. Gillespie at third. Ramirez is in short. Beckham back in there today at second. Abreu is at first with Tyler Flowers starting behind the plate. That defense is brought to you by Kia.
Michael Brantley, during his 8-game hitting streak, has gone 16 for 35. Also has 8 runs batted in during the 8-game streak. He's hit a couple of home runs, a couple of doubles. He loves to hit at home. He has almost 20 more hits at home than he does on the road this year. And a foul over toward the Chicago dugout.
Had the hitting streak here of, 19 games?
Yeah, the home hitting streak.
Right. Yeah, he's had a couple of 2 times this year, 5 consecutive multi-hit games.
Time called. Two-two pitch. Low and a full count. Now the payoff pitch. And a bouncer towards second. Beckham waits back on it. Throws him out. The Indians go 1-2-3. No score after 1. Cleveland Indians baseball is brought to you by your Northern Ohio Honda dealers, by the Cleveland Clinic. Call today for an appointment today. And by the Northeast Ohio Ford dealers. No score, second inning. For Chicago, Adam Dunn, Diane Vicieto, and Connor Gillespie coming up. Dunn lifts the first pitch in the air to left field. In comes Mike Aviles. He makes the grab for out number one. Chris Dickerson out of the lineup today. He's got some hamstring soreness. Just a precautionary deal. Hopefully he won't be out long. He's been swinging the bat very well since he came over to the Indians in that minor trade with Pittsburgh. Wayside Furniture keys to the game. Win today puts the Indians over that 500 mark. And for Zach McAllister, looking for good things today. Positive outing. McAllister got off to a fantastic start this year. His first four starts, he was unbeaten with a record of 3-0.
A couple of Central Division teams he beat. Once Detroit, once Kansas City.
Then, like everybody else on that West Coast road trip early in the year, he had a couple of clunkers. Then he came back home and shut out Minnesota over 6 2/3. But after that, 3 straight starts where he allowed 5 runs or more. And eventually landed him on the DL. And
well, remember out in L.A., he made that start on 3 days rest early in the year for whatever reason. I'm trying to recall. But he did make that start, and it didn't pan out well.
I think that was one of those cases where Rick, the Indians didn't have a day off for a long time, and they were just maybe shorthanded. Hit off the end of the bat towards second base. Kipnis comes in, scoops it up, throws him out. 2 away.
Well, can you beat the best? Join millions of players now on the official Home Run Derby mobile game from MLB.com. You can square off against your friends from around the world live in multiplayer derby mode and climb to the top of the leaderboards. Download today for free on the Apple App Store and Google Play.
Connor Gillespie 1 for 3 last night with a double.
Gillespie, you see, has 4 home runs. All of 4 have come in July. He's always swung the bat well against the Indians. Not what you consider a power guy, but he's been on a hot streak.
He's hitting .367 against Central Division opponents this year. So it's not just Cleveland. Mike Aviles, what a grab! Oh, he was almost out of room right in front of the progressive sign in deep left field. He had about a step left before he pulled it in. Nice grab by Aviles, and the Sox go in order.
Well, the best deal in town for families is the KeyBank Kids Value Ticket. It's available every game here, and each kid receives $15 for free to use on concessions or merchandise. Visit Indians.com/kidsvalue and purchase your tickets today.
Carlos Santana, Lonnie Chisenhall, and Nick Swisher due up for the Tribe here in inning number 2. Santana last night 1 for 3 with a double and a run batted in. And the pitch is inside for ball 1. White Sox shift 3 on the right side. They leave Gillespie over at third by himself on the left side of the infield. Oh, he hits a high pop foul. He was way out in front of it.
Went out and hooked a ball away and off the end of the bat and hooked it foul. Way out in front.
You know, sometimes, Rick, we'll see the infield shift to the pull side and then see the outfield maybe shift to the opposite field side, but not the White Sox. They've got the left fielder, Diaz. He's got to be close to 100 feet off the line. The center fielder, Garcia's over toward right center, and Vicieto's over near the line.
Santana never tries to shoot the ball the other way. Always tries to pull it.
Pop
and
this
he does
one up.
that again.
Back is Flowers, but he can't get to it.
Watch him put that foot down and then hook it.
And the 1-2 pitch, a little bit high. Santana has hit in 4 straight games. 4 for 16. Chased one downstairs and strikes out to start the bottom of the second. Today's injury report is brought to you by the attorneys at Elk and Elk. Chris Dickerson, as I mentioned, day-to-day with a hamstring. Victor Martinez also feeling some soreness on his right side. Ubaldo Jimenez twisted his ankle in the parking lot, and they had to put him on the 15-day deal.
What do they have, chuck holes in that parking lot in Baltimore?
You got me. Every once in a while you hear a strange one.
That's a strange one.
Twisted his ankle in the parking lot. Lonnie Chisenhall was 2 for 3 last night. Scored a run, drove one in. Right now in the American League batting race, Lonnie Chisenhall is 4th behind Adrian Beltre, Jose Altuve, Robinson Cano. Then Victor Martinez, who's percentage points behind him, and his teammate Michael Brantley. It's funny, Rick, because there for a while it looked like Altuve was just so far out in front of everybody. It's not like he's cooled off, but Adrian Beltre has caught fire.
Yeah, that's an amazing year he's putting up with the team struggling like it is.
Yeah, because he's about the only one on fire. Beckham throws out Chisenhall, 2 down. Texas has lost 6 straight games. They are 38-55. That's tied for the most losses in all of baseball, with Arizona and the Houston Astros, who are a half game better than Texas in the AL West. Up comes Nick Swisher. Tried DH. 2 for 4 last night with a home run. Nick's now hitting 7 in a row. And hopefully what he's done here in the month of July is something that's going to get him going throughout the rest of the season. He's hit almost 300 so far for the month. That home run last night, his 3rd here in July. Also has 11 runs driven in the month.
Yeah, I've noticed he just stays right in the batter's box now. He's just he's not getting out. He does all that alignment and everything right in the batter's box. As soon as he's done with the pitch, he takes it, fouls it off, gets right back in. He never leaves. How many? You don't see many hitters do that anymore. He's starting to do that. You can tell he's seeing the ball a little bit better. And he also, it seems like that swing is leveling off, and he's going a little bit more to left center field from this side of the plate.
He flinched, but the breaking ball drops in, and the count evens up 2-2. Carroll with a 2-2 delivery now. And a swing and a miss. He strikes him out. 2 Ks in the second. No score after 2. No score, third inning. Just a reminder as you enjoy a cold one to stay tuned later in the game for Miller Time, brought to you by Miller Lite. Third inning, bottom third of the White Sox order coming up here. Gordon Beckham, Tyler Flowers, and Lurie Garcia. Beckham mired in a woeful slump, just 1 for his last 30.
Yeah, both he and Flowers out of the lineup last night against Kluber.
Speaking of Kluber, Rick, we noticed that last night, and Terry Francona said it afterwards, he didn't have his best command all season long. In fact, early on, he made 33 pitches through the first 2 innings. McAllister has needed only 17 to get through the first 2 here today. But Corey did what all good pitchers do, even though he didn't have his best stuff. He battled, he found a way to stay in there. Yeah.
Work your way through it.
Low and outside, 3-1.
Yeah, when you go out there and if you're a starting pitcher and you have 33, let's say you make 33 starts in a year, you figure 30% of the time you'll have your good stuff. Another 30, you gotta, you're going to be okay, average, and then another 10, you're going to have to work you really hard to get your way through it.
3-1 pitch. And McAllister walks the leadoff man here in the third. And Corey Kluber was able to figure out a way to stay around long enough and get the win.
And when we say he wasn't sharp, he made some good pitches that were just off the plate and didn't get called as well. I'm not saying there were strikes, but he had to work awfully hard to get it done, and he looked a little frustrated at times out there, but that was the ball right there, the double play ball that he was able to get out of that inning after they had taken the lead.
Runner goes, ball hit on the ground to third. Chisnall throws over. Flowers is retired. Beckham gets into scoring position. Don't forget you can tweet your photos to us using the hashtag STOFanPhoto for a chance to have them shown during one of our telecasts. It's all courtesy of AT&T.
Murray Garcia, their all-purpose man. He's made 9 starts at second, 7 at third. He's in center field today. He's made 5 there. 1 at short and even 1 in left field. So they can use him everywhere. And he runs pretty well.
The 0-1 pitch. Out of play. 0-2 the count. The 0-2. Fouled off the facing of the Tribe dugout.
That's the off-speed pitch McAllister's going with. That little changeup he throws. See Gomes saying keep it down.
Bouncing ball to second. Kipnis fields it waist high and able to throw him out. Over to third goes Beckham, and there are 2 away.
Well, another Dollar Dog Night will take place Friday, August 1st, when the Texas Rangers will be in town for a 3-game series. We return home from a road trip. And also there will be post-game fireworks after the ball game set to the hits of 1994.
Alejandro De Aza struck out swinging his first time up, takes a called strike. Gordon Beckham, who walked to start the inning, is at third base. And McAllister's 0-1 is in the dirt, blocked nicely by Yan Gomes.
It's another changeup right there. He bounced. Gomes did a nice job letting it go off the protector with a man on third.
That's a pitch that McAllister has been working on to try and make it a go-to pitch for him when he gets ahead in the count. Up the middle. Cabrera's there. Spins around, throws. Got him. Oh, what a play by Asdrubal Cabrera. Went up the middle, took a hit away, spun around, and threw out De Aza to end the inning. No score, bottom of the third. All-Star game is coming up on Tuesday night. Let's go back to 1997 when the All-Star game was right here in Cleveland. And Sandy Alomar Jr. had a night to remember. A hometown hero with his brother watching on. Sandy was the All-Star game MVP.
Yeah, what a special night for Sandy. What a special year for Sandy.
Yeah, that's a memory he'll never forget. And most of the fans here in Cleveland, Indians fans who were here to watch that whole season, as you said, Rick, it wasn't just any one game or any one moment. Certainly that was a special one, but he did things like that on a nightly basis all season long.
Yeah, that was his dream year, your best year you could possibly have. And he did, and I mean, it was meant to be, I guess, with the All-Star game here. He came in, won the MVP. They get to the playoffs. They got to the World Series, and Sandy had his best year ever.
There's a long fly ball to left field, but it's caught by Diaza for out number one. Time now for our Hear Right Audiology. Sounds of the game. Here's Sandy talking about that All-Star game at bat.
He threw me two great breaking balls in the dirt, and I went after it because I was trying to hit it out of the moon, even though I needed a hit. But after two strikes, I kind of like shortened my swing, and that's when he threw a changeup. I was able to stay back and put, the good part of the bat. But all I was trying to do was get a hit there after two strikes. I wasn't trying to hit the ball out. And like I say, sometimes you try to do little things, some big things show up. And when you try to do big things, little things show up. So, it was awesome.
Yeah, how many times do we talk about when you try to hit a home run, it never happens. When you just try and get a base hit and put an at-bat together, something good happens from it. It's hard to do sometimes when you get in the batter's box and you get caught up in your adrenaline gets flowing. You want to do special things, but sometimes you just have to. Sometimes we say less is more.
Outside corner, a called strike.
Pretty good backdoor breaking ball there by Carroll. He has a good sinker when he keeps it down. He's got the changeup, the good backdoor breaking ball.
Murphy pops one in the air. Garcia, the center fielder, has it 2 away. As I mentioned before, the All-Star game comes your way Tuesday night. Our coverage begins at 4:30 on Fox Sports 1, followed by the 2014 All-Star game at 7:30, only on Fox. Derek Jeter's final All-Star game. Should be a terrific night. Right back up the middle, Mike Aviles has a 2-out single.
Well, he hadn't played in a while, and he comes up and he says, I'm not going to spot you anything. Swings at that first pitch, made it look easy. Gets the first hit. There you go, right back up the middle. That comes to you on our Wendy's slow motion replay.
Jason Kipnis looks at the ball down low. One last thought on Sandy Alomar in that remarkable 1997 season, because I had to go back and look it up. We talked about how it was his year, and it was like that from the get-go. So opening night in Oakland, he went 2 for 4, had a double. Then he homered in the next 5 games in a row.
Wow.
Sandy was never a home run hitter.
No.
But he homered in 5 straight games.
What did he have, 325 that year? 323, something like that?
Well, how about after 10 games, he was hitting .618.
Sounds like high school to me.
He finished the season, Rick, hitting .324.
Okay.
How about on August 3rd, he was hitting .349?
Well, at that position, catching, the demanding position of catching, squatting, taking foul tips, throwing out runners. Yeah, that was the special year.
July 12th, so that's the same date we have right here. July 12th of that year, he was batting .365. Jason Kipnis takes a strike. Jason Kipnis with Aviles at first base. Good count here. Runner goes. 3-1 pitch hit. And it's wide of Ramirez, who was breaking to the bag. That enables Aviles to go to third. So a nice job with Aviles running on the pitch. Ramirez vacating his position, and Kipnis just slapped it that way.
I like that with 3-1 count. When you have the right combination up there, start your runner. And Kipnis realized, okay, I've got a pitch. He got a nice sinker down and away. He saw that Ramirez was covering, so he just took it the other way. So with 2 outs, you get the first and third. That's well done. When you got a guy that can put the ball in play, I like starting your runner.
Boy, and with him breaking, he still almost got back and caught that ball.
Yeah, you're right. He slipped right going back, but it gets by him. So first and third, 2 outs, couple of base hits.
And an opportunity now for Asdrubal Cabrera. 2 for 4 last night. Had a stolen base and a run scored. And he's been swinging it very well of late. Cabrera, 7 hits in his last 16 at-bats. And over the last 2 months, he's batted .279. So for Cabrera, basically it was just a really slow start. His first month, in April, he hit .220. Really tore it up in May. June cooled off a bit. But right back swinging it well here in July.
Yeah, in the last 5 games, the Indians have scored 16 runs with 2 outs.
6 of 7 last night. Came on the 2-out hit. I think the White Sox have it in mind that Jason Kipnis is about ready to bolt for second.
That's okay. We'll see how quick Carroll is delivering that ball to Tyler Flowers. If you have an opportunity, go ahead. Cabrera can hit that hole between first and second anyway, if he gets the right pitch.
Out goes Flowers. No score. We're in the bottom of the third. Indians have first and third with 2 out. One-zero pitch. Down and in. Indians have won 7 of their last 10 coming in to get back to 500. Chicago has lost 3 straight. They're 6 games below. 2-0 pitch. Big hopper to short. Ramirez eventually throws to first for the final out of the inning. We've played 3. No score. No score, fourth inning.
Well, the Tribe will take on the Rangers on Saturday, August 2nd. And Jim Thome's statue is revealed in center field. 12,000 fans will get a replica of that statue. It'll be courtesy of Key Bank. So go to Indians.com for your tickets.
Alexei Ramirez will lead off the fourth inning for Chicago. White Sox, through the first 3 innings, have had one base runner. That was a leadoff walk to Gordon Beckham. Ramirez squared around and then took a pitch right down Broadway.
First pitch breaking ball for McAllister. Haven't seen that too much.
Takes low, 1-1. Ramirez, the first White Sox shortstop to go to the All-Star game since Ozzie Guillen back in 1990, way back in 1991.
Yeah, way back there.
Here's the 2-1. Fouled back. What's funny, all those years Ozzie Guillen was the manager in Chicago. We were entertained by his antics and you never know what he's going to say next kind of deal. Chicago, when they got rid of Guillen, they went to the complete opposite end of the spectrum for his replacement. Robin Ventura, very quiet, very understated. Ripped to right field. That could be trouble. Foul by maybe a foot.
Yeah, you're right. When you see Robin Ventura over there, he's... Well, and never managed before.
And really wasn't planning on it. It's not like he got done with baseball and said, well, I can't wait to be a manager. He was in the White Sox organization doing what a lot of guys do when they get out of the game, special assistant, scouting, moving around, checking things out. He made good money as a player. It wasn't like he needed this job, but Jerry Reinsdorf looked at him and said, this is the guy I think can lead us to where we want to go next, for the next chapter in White Sox history or whatever. And it took some convincing, but he ended up getting the right man for the job, I think. Of course, only history will be able to tell Chicago if that was the right call or not. This pitch a little bit low.
Yeah, fastball. You can see it's down low in the zone, out of the zone.
Now McAllister's payoff pitch, a little bit high, ball 4. So he's walked the leadoff man 2 innings in a row. Right now on FoxSportsOhio.com, even more on LeBron James coming back home. Will he be able to recruit some reinforcements and reaction from the Cavs' top draft picks? It's all on FoxSportsOhio.com.
Looking at Ramirez down there, you have Ventura and the trainer out. He looked like he might have done something to his back, maybe on that check swing.
Well, Robin's pointing to the dugout. I think he's done.
Oh, my goodness. We'll have to take a look at his last
Rick,
when he held up.
You ever have a back spasm?
No, can't say that I have.
Sometimes that can lock you up. Your muscle just starts to spasm. You can't get loose. You can't bend over. You can't flex.
I want to see it. I thought I saw him touching his back or showing his back. Look at it. He went to check and then just stopped. Then you see with his head down. And I'm almost sure that's when it happened. He walked slowly to first base, and he's out of the ball game.
Moises Sierra coming in to pinch run. Murphy on the move, track wall gone into the Chicago bullpen. Jose Abreu with his 29th home run of the year, and that gives Chicago a 2-0 lead. Boy, those leadoff walks
Well, I mean, look at this guy. This guy just going the other way. He made it look easy. He just put a swing on it. I want to see where this pitch was and what the pitch was. Was that a little breaking ball? A spinner he left upstairs. This guy's a good breaking ball hitter. You leave it in the zone, and he will punish you. What is that, his 5th home run against us this year? He has done some damage. That was a spinner that stayed up out over the plate. Abreu, 5 homers.
Well, he now has the lead in the bigs.
That's number 29 on the year, 5 against the Indians. We're going to see that guy for a long time.
The 1-1 pitch, and Dunn gets into one. Deep to center field, Brantley cruising back. He's got room, makes the catch. 1 away. Now up comes Dion Viciedo, who grounded out his first time up. Viciedo 0 for 5 in the series. He has punched out 3 times. Another guy, though, that if you leave it up all over the plate, he can go the other way with power.
Well, he hit that 1 3-run homer in the 9th inning. The last time they were in town here was a Corey Kluber game, as a matter of fact. That ended up giving the Sox the lead in the 9th. They went on to win it, snatch one back.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Swing and a miss. He got him to chase the slider. Second strikeout for McAllister, and there are 2 down here in the 4th inning. Yeah, it's amazing that a ball that started that far off the plate was able to get him to chase.
Well, you talk about pitch recognition. That one started off the plate, continued to go off the plate, and he still got a swing and a miss.
Yeah, now here's Connor Gillespie, robbed of a hit his first time up on a terrific play in left field by Micah Vilas. Tried to hold up, but he went around. And it's 0-2. Now Zach's 2-strike pitch. Ripped foul.
That's really all he could do with that pitch as far inside as it was. If you're going to hit it and hit it hard, you've got to hit it foul.
Gillespie climbs back in. And the 2-strike pitch is bounced to second base. Jason Kipnis will throw him out. The White Sox only have 1 hit, but Jose Abreu made it count. A 2-run homer has Chicago in front, 2-0. All right, let's get you caught up on the changes defensively now with the injury to Ramirez. It's changed everything up. Lurie Garcia comes in from center field. He takes over at shortstop now. Then you got an entire new outfield. As you take a look at Garcia. Diane Viciedo is now in left. He went from right field over to left. Alejandro Diaza, who was in left field, goes to center. And Moises Sierra, he was the guy who pinch ran for Ramirez. He comes in now in right field. So that, as you caught up on what the White Sox look like now. For the Indians, it'll be Brantley, Santana, and Chisenhall. Matt Underwood, Rick Manning with you, and happy to be joined now by Brian Hoyer, Cleveland Browns quarterback, throughout the ceremonial first pitch before today's ball game. And you were a baseball player back in the day. I remember at St. Ignatius High School. Did you ever get a chance to play here?
I did. First of all, thanks for having me on. But so the game that I played here, I played center field, so I never got to pitch. So
oh, you did?
Yeah,
that's good.
So it was cool. Yeah, but definitely something I dreamed about as a kid. So it's a cool day.
I saw you throw Sandy a cutter.
Yeah, that's what he called it. I was going four seam. He said cutter. So he would know better than me. I haven't thrown a baseball in 10 years. So, but no, it was fun. I mean, especially when I got here, I asked if he would catch for me because, my childhood was right over there and one of those sections over there, and watched him play. I was here for the All-Star game when he was the MVP.
We were just talking about the 97 All-Star game.
So to have him catch the pitch for me was pretty cool.
Would your dad have seats out here?
Yeah, it was 541.
541.
Yeah.
How's your dad doing, the big axe?
He's good.
He doing?
He's good.
He's been at our fantasy camp a number of
I know.
times.
He told me.
Loved it, man.
I think he pulled his hamstring a few times, too.
Well, he's done more than that, too. But we got to get him back out. I haven't seen him in ages.
Yeah, but, this is my childhood,
Michael Brantley fouling one off to the left. Did you ever consider baseball when you went to Michigan State, or was it just football?
No, I did. I planned on playing both, and my coach at the time was like, yeah, you could play baseball, but you'll never be the quarterback here. So he made it a really easy decision for me.
Yeah, why
they have a way of doing that.
Yeah, I guess they do.
Yep.
Unfortunately. Well, how you feeling?
I feel great. I do. I'm excited to get back at it. I've worked really hard to get to this point, and I'm excited. We have a really good team, new coaches. I really like Coach Pettin and his philosophy, and I'm just looking forward to getting started.
Well, to grow up here, get a chance to come back home and quarterback the team you grew up cheering for. I mean, it's almost like your dream got interrupted, though, because just as you were getting started, and things were starting to turn around for the club,
sure,
you suffered the injury. So has it been frustrating to have to wait all this time?
It was, but I've really just put all that frustration into my rehab, and that's kind of what has driven me. And, I just kind of look like it's on pause, So I'm looking forward to get back out there and playing for my team, my teammates, and this city. But I'm no longer the biggest hometown, hero here. So we obviously got some good news yesterday.
No doubt about that. As Michael Brantley awaits a 2-2, a swing and a miss.
Well, we've been talking about how things are starting to look up here in the city of Cleveland.
Sure.
As far as positive goes. You get LeBron back, and here, let's check it out. You talk about it. Going out to the mound. Nice jersey. Bobby D got you covered, or Tony got. That was a cutter.
Yeah.
Good cutter right there.
And I didn't want to think about it for too long. I just wanted to get up there and throw. You don't get a warm-up, so you got to make it count on the first try.
That's right. That was a good pitch right there.
It would have been a swing and a miss. Maybe not a called strikeout. But
that's right. You get ahead of them and expand that strike zone.
With regards to LeBron James, though, you tweeted out that you thought the best quote from the letter that he wrote was, "In Northeast Ohio, nothing is given. Everything is earned. You work for what you have." And I think that embodies everything that you're about.
For sure. And the reason I like it so much is because I think it's about what the people of Cleveland are about. It's a blue-collar town. Everyone works hard for what they have, and then they come and the reason that Cleveland has such great fans is because they work hard all week long, and then they go and they can enjoy an Indians game or a Browns game or a Cavs game, and that's kind of their outlet. And I think, what a great quote to kind of just define the whole region. And for me, I'm a Clevelander first before I played for the Browns or whatever it is. And I know how much he means to this area, what he means to the economy. I was downtown last night. I mean, you would have thought, we had won the NBA championship already. So I think, he talked about he means more to this area than just basketball, and it's great to have him back.
Well, it has to be fun for you to represent your hometown, when you're coming in and saying, let's go, Cleveland. Here we are. Yeah. Let's go.
Yeah.
Well, good luck this year, man.
Thank
because
you.
You've worked awfully hard to get back from that
Thank you.
rehab.
2-2 pitch coming up here to Santana. And it's outside. Now, when will you guys get started? It's got to be right around the corner.
Yeah, it
now,
is.
Right?
It's so for quarterbacks, I think rookies and some other guys, we start the 23rd, and then the rest of the team will come the 25th. So not more than a week and a half away, and can't wait. Yeah.
Right after All-Star break, we'll be on the road, so I'm sure we'll read about it.
Yeah.
Don't worry, we'll be following
It'll be
you.
exciting.
Ball 4. Santana has a 1-out walk here at inning number 3, and up comes Lonnie Chisenhall.
Well, Matt, you were a quarterback, right? You played quarterback at college growing up. I mean,
this guy played a whole different level.
yeah, I know that. I understand that, but still, I mean, being a quarterback, I was a quarterback back in high school. I only played a couple of years of it, but that's a fun position to play, isn't it?
Well, I think, and Brian can speak to this more. I mean, you and me are old, Arch. I mean, when we grew up,
I'm old. You're middle.
I don't want to make you guys
He's
feel
young.
too old, but I was listening to you when I was a kid, so.
But I mean, when I was in high school, if you threw it 20 times a game, it was a lot.
Sure.
Right. Brian's grown up in the age of where the offenses have exploded. They center around the quarterback. I bet if you talk to guys who play in the history of the NFL, there hasn't been a better time to play quarterback than right now.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, it does put a lot of pressure on the quarterback. You have to make the right calls. You have to make the right reads.
In split seconds.
Yeah, and for me, even from I can go all the way back to 5th and 6th grade football. I have always thrown it more wherever I've been, whether it was there. Most of the time it's just hand the ball off how many times a game, and we started throwing it in 5th and 6th grade and continued. And I went to St. Ignatius, who we have a great program, and it's not just your typical high school ground and pound, and we threw it a little bit there. And then the reason I went to Michigan State was when John L. Smith was there, they were throwing like 50 times a game. So as a quarterback, you think great, and then he was fired, and Coach D'Antonio came in and done such a great job. Obviously last time I saw you guys, we were in Detroit, and I was at Michigan State. So they won their first Big Ten championship with him and went to the Rose Bowl. So went from there, and then I went to New England, which it doesn't get much better than that as a place to learn. And I learned under some great people there, and now I'm back home, and it's good to be home.
That is. I want to know what it's like getting blitzed by some of these linebackers that run 4-5s, and they're screaming, coming after you.
Yeah.
I'd get rid of it and say, get out of here.
You get used to it, I guess. That's all I can say. Yeah.
I guess.
Brian, what was your time with Tom Brady like? I mean, obviously he's one of the best to ever play the game with everything he's accomplished, but he also seems, and this is from the outside looking in, so I'm asking you, he seems like he'd be a great teammate, though. He is.
He just wants to be one of the guys, and the point of his career he's in right now, 3 Super Bowls, multiple MVPs. He still works like he's a rookie, trying to make the team, and that's the thing that I most admired about him is his work ethic, and it really rubbed off on me. I like to think I was a hard worker to begin with, but when you see a guy who's so accomplished and so willing to work day in and day out, it just makes you want to be that much better.
Swisher drives one deep center, but not deep enough. Diaza runs it down, and the runners have to hold 2 away.
But it's come back. It sounds like it's all about winning.
Sure.
And that's what it's all about for those guys.
Yeah.
We just had a guy in here for 4 days, as you know, Derek Jeter. It's all about winning. Those guys that are true professionals, it's all about that W next to their name.
Yeah, I think in people respect that more than anything else, more than stats, more than anything else. When you're a guy who all that matters is how you win. It doesn't matter if you're handing the ball off or you're throwing it 50 times a game. All you want to do is make sure your team wins, and that's kind of how I've always looked at it. And you become the ultimate team player.
Right. Just win, baby.
When it comes to leadership at the quarterback position in the NFL now, is it simply a case where you've got to go out and make plays, and you can be a rah-rah guy all you want, but they're going to look at you, those guys in the line are going to say, come on, just show me something, kid, right?
Yeah, I think so, and I think what happened for me last year is I went out and played in games and had success, and I think guys realized, okay, this guy can play, and then you kind of just let your personality go whichever way it may be. I mean, some people are rah-rah guys, some people lead by example. I think I'm probably right in the middle, but
you're yourself, though.
Yeah, exactly. And if you don't do well on the field, it doesn't matter who you are. So I think the biggest thing is to go out and prove it to your teammates on the field.
Earn your respect with those guys in the huddle, and you earn your respect for the people of the city.
Has it been a little overwhelming in camp there in Berea, the sensationalism of Johnny Manziel?
For me, playing in the Boston market for so long, the New England market, it's no different to me. We have that much media coverage every day in New England anyway, so I'm used to it. I think it's great for the city. It brings a lot of attention here, and it's going to be fun. It's going to be an interesting camp, and I look forward to it.
I know you can't wait to compete,
For
because
sure.
that's what it's all about at the end of the day, right?
That's all you could ask for, is a chance to compete, and that's what's been given to me, and got to take it and take advantage of it.
That's good. We'll be thinking about you on the 23rd when we're on the road,
all right,
pal.
I appreciate
you've
it.
got a new coach that's going through this for the first time as a head coach, too, so that adds an interesting dynamic.
Yeah, and he's been great. I mean, he came right in and talked about, getting mentally tougher, being accountable to one another. It's it wasn't the things about the actual physical football play. It's more of the off-field stuff where you put the time in, you're mentally tough, and those types of things.
Gomes flies out to end the inning. Brian, thanks so much for your time.
Thank you, guys. Thanks for having me. Thank you.
We'll be cheering for you.
Right, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Browns quarterback Brian Hoyer with us. Indians trail the White Sox 2-0 through 4. By Sunnyside Honda at I-71 and Pearl Road in Middleburg Heights. By Levin Furniture. For the best deals on furniture and mattresses, shop Levin's. And by Kia. Visit mykiacleveland.com to learn more. The White Sox lead the Indians 2-0. Fifth inning. Gordon Beckham, Tyler Flowers, and Lurie Garcia due up for Chicago. Gordon Beckham, the leadoff walk back in the third inning. McAllister has had 2 walks, and he's given up 1 hit, but that 1 hit left the yard, accounting for the only runs in the fourth. The 2-run homer by Abreu that scored Ramirez, who had walked. And by the way, Ramirez are telling us it's, at least at the moment, it's back stiffness, and he's day-to-day. But it's not just a stiff back. When you have to come out of a game.
Well, yeah, and he's a guy that's in there all the time, every day, for just about every inning. So it certainly must be hurt.
Beckham takes it's low, 2-2. Beckham had an 0-for-21 streak that he ended on Tuesday with a 9th inning double, but just 1 hit in his last 30 trips.
Well, and he walked in his first at-bat. And sometimes when you can get up to the plate and you're in a little bit of a slump, it's not bad to walk or see as many pitches as you can in certain at-bats, because it just gets you maybe rezoned in where you get to see the ball a little bit better. Beckham has, when he first came up, they thought he was going to be, a superstar. He came up, started to play third base. He's an excellent defender. Fields the ball well over at second base. But offensively, he just hasn't gotten into that groove where I think people thought he was going to get to.
Bouncing ball towards second base. Kipnis has it. And he throws out Beckham. 1 away. Join Joe Hayden and his friends Thursday at Classic Park in Eastlake for a celebrity softball game. Special event feature Cleveland's pro football players in a home run derby at 6. Photos and autographs from the players are available. Log on to captainsbaseball.com for all the information. Now here's Tyler Flowers, a ground out his first time up. And he takes a look at a strike. And the count now 0-2.
Remember earlier in the year when Flowers came out and he was on fire, well up over 300.
Oh yeah.
You know, he was hitting the ball the other way. He had that crouch in his stance. It's amazing when you see teams in your division and you watch how players, you know, you go through time frames, and I'm sure our pitchers do. Our hitters do the same thing. You see them. Sometimes they're going well. This is one that doesn't miss by much. Just a hair if off the plate.
Well, he's gone from pillar to post. He batted .312 in his first 44 games. Last 33, he's hitting .093. And he grounds out here 2 away. And now up comes Lurie Garcia. Just a bit outside. Up the middle, bounced over the bag. Cabrera throws and got him. 1, 2, 3 go the White Sox. A strong inning of work once again for Zach McAllister. Now the Indians go back to work on offense, down 2-0.
Well, another Sugardale Dollar Dog Night will take place August 5th The Indians will battle the Cincinnati Reds. We're finally playing the Reds, huh? That's not going to happen until August 5th. And the first 10,000 fans will get Indians duct tape courtesy of Shurik. Visit Indians.com for tickets.
David Murphy, fly to center. His first time up. Down low. Breaking ball in for a strike. And on the 2-1, changeup, and Murphy pulls it into the glove of Abreu at first. One away. A great clip of the game from yesterday came in the 5th inning. As Dribble Cabrera was called out, it would have been the final out of the inning. But video review overturned the call, and the Indians cashed in. Chisenhall an RBI single, Swisher a 2-run homer.
Boy, they cashed in all right. They maximized their trade in right there.
Mike Aviles, a base hit his first time up. On this homestand so far, the Indians have been outscored in the first 6 innings, 27-26. But in innings 7 on, they've outscored the opposition 14-4. There's a high drive, center field, well hit. Diaz back though, and he'll make the catch. 2 away. Now Scott Carroll pitching well, and he's pitched well against the Indians before. His first career loss came at the hands of the Indians, but it was 2 unearned runs that he allowed in 6 innings of work back on May the 3rd. It was a 2-0 Indians win.
Pitched on the wrong day that day. He has good breaking stuff today, off-speed pitches. Good breaking ball, good changeup. That's why I say when he keeps the ball down, he can be tough. You have to make him elevate it. But he has a lot of ground balls today. 6 ground outs.
Spun that breaking ball up out of the strike zone. 2-0. Now routine roller to second base. Beckham will throw out Kipnis, and the Indians go 1-2-3. Just 10 pitches needed to retire the Tribe in order here in the 5th. And the Sox hold a 2-0 lead through 5. Don't forget to tweet your photos to us using the hashtag STOFanPhoto for a chance to have them shown during one of our games. It's all courtesy of AT&T. And we move along now to the 6th inning with Chicago in the lead 2-0.
Well, Chicago has one hit, the one that left the yard. And that's the difference in the ball game. One slider, hanging slider.
Diaz trying to bunt his way aboard.
Forget about it.
And he will.
That's a beautiful bunt. He put it down. He kept it on the grass, and Chisenhall was wise to just hold on to it again. Not much you could do there. That's just what you call a perfect bunt. Only the White Sox second hit.
Now Moises Sierra's first at bat of the game. Came on as a runner for Alexei Ramirez when he walked in the 4th. Ramirez out with a back issue, tightness, stiffness, whatever. Unable to continue. Sierra swing and a miss. Moises Sierra in his last 10 starts has gone 9 for 33. When Sierra was acquired after he started the year with Toronto, he wasn't hitting much at all, but he swung the bat pretty well with Chicago. In his 49 games, he's hit .265, a pair of homers. Slowly chopped off the glove of McAllister, and not in time at first.
Yeah, it looked like he did beat it out. I mean, I thought they were going to catch a break after McAllister hit that ball. I thought he deadened it more than what it went to Kipnis. Kipnis at least had a chance and was able to throw it to first, but it looked like he might have beat it out. Watch it, off the glove of McAllister. And then in comes Kipnis to throw it. He didn't get a lot on that throw. I think he is safe. There will not be a challenge, and they think the same thing in the clubhouse. Look at, there's just off the tip of the glove.
Well, if he lets it go, they're going to get the runner at second base on the force.
Yeah, he had to change directions. And Sierra just does beat it out, so that'll go as a single. Back-to-back singles now. Tough break.
Jose Abreu coming to the plate now. Yeah, spot where he can do damage.
Right, you don't want to face this guy. You want to have a little leeway with him coming to play, but you don't here with first and second. And the last time he came up, he had a breaking ball out of the ballpark to right field.
Our in-game recap brought to you by your Toyota dealers. The only runs of the game on this swing of the bat by Jose Abreu. He just stayed back on a breaking ball and shot it out of here.
Didn't look like he even swung that
No,
hard,
it
man.
didn't.
I mean, look up nice and easy. That's where his power comes from, the lower half. He's trying to throw that fastball inside, and he takes and misses twice.
That fastball was right down the middle of the plate, and Abreu took it. That's out of play. Abreu. 2 balls and 2 strikes. With 2 on and nobody out. Bouncing ball towards Kipnis. Gets the tag there, throws to first, double play.
Boy, how nice did that work out?
Sierra actually is called out for going out of the baseline.
And then they threw back to second and he tagged the bag.
But either way, it's a double play. And De Aza is at third.
Let's see. They threw the second. Does he miss the tag and Sierra didn't even realize? Okay, Kipnis never gets it, but he's way inside the bag. You're right, Matt.
Yeah.
They throw him out at first base, but Santana throws behind. And then watch the umpire call them out. CB calls him out.
Well, he calls him out for going out of the baseline.
Oh, he does before that?
Right there. I'm not sure if the Indians were just making sure that they got the out. Whatever. He was out. Double play. And now Adam Dunn. Just outside, 2-0. Umpire Hal Gibson telling the Indians dugout that pitch was outside. They wanted to know. If it was, it wasn't by much. There's a strike. McAllister's 2-1. Dunn with a drive to deep right field. Murphy back, and it's going to be off the wall. Dunn drives him home with a 2-out RBI single off the wall in right field. 3-0 Chicago.
That ball might have had a little bit of top spin on it to stay in the ballpark. It was a line drive, and this shows you how strong he is. He goes out and gets it and turns on it. And this ball has some sinking action. It stays in the ballpark. Watch Murphy. It comes down and hits that wall about halfway up. Holds him to a single, but he gets a big 2-out base hit. Makes it a 3-0 ball game.
That's the first White Sox hit with 2 outs in the series. And it drives in a run to make it 3-0 Chicago. Three 3-0 Chicago. Interesting development here at the ballpark. White Sox are going to the bullpen. Cleveland Clinic call goes to Zach Putnam. One-time Indians farmhand. I mean, Carroll was cruising along 5 shutout innings on just 2 hits. But we had seen him talking to the trainer in the dugout, and they disappeared down toward the clubhouse. So maybe there was something physically that short-circuited Carroll's start here today.
Might have been a blister. Now, he's coming off a start in Boston where he went 6 2/3 shutout baseball.
Yeah.
5 here, so something must be wrong with him for them to take him out of the ballgame. So if there is, we'll let you know.
He only had 4 first-pitch strikes today, but, boy, he really threw well. I mean, the Indians had 2 hits, 2 singles. So Zach Putnam, who has made 21 scoreless appearances out of his 30 on the year. Well, come on now. This has been a shaky proposition at times this year for Chicago getting into their bullpen. Popped back out of play.
I want to send along a very special birthday wish to Oliver Francis Jennings, who's a big Tribe fan. Oliver, happy birthday to you, my friend.
Cabrera down on the count 0-2.
Putnam, a guy that he does have a splitter. A lot like AT Carroll, who started today. He had a good changeup, a splitter, a lot of good off-speed pitches. He's not a strikeout guy. He's more of a control freak, but I'll tell you what, he did a good job today. Held the Indians' offense at just 2 hits.
As Drubel went down and shoots it to left field. And, oh, what a catch, I believe. Did he hold on? Yes, he did.
Oh, boy.
Viciedo with a terrific diving grab in left field.
Unbelievable.
Lost his sunglasses, but held on to the ball.
That looked like that ball was going to hit the ground. If he is able to catch it, I'll tell you, it's a great play. He's diving, going straight to his right. It's a backhand side. He gets the glove, and it sticks there, and he lands on the glove. His glasses come off. He rolls over. Now, this guy's nickname is the Tank. He's a big man. But I'll tell you what, he robbed Cabrera of a double.
Yeah, I wonder how that shoulder's feeling because he landed squarely on it.
Yeah, he's a big, hefty man.
Well, that was a great catch.
Yes, it was. Leadoff hitter starting on second base. You never know what could happen.
Well, apparently the back stiffness is contagious for Chicago because that's what knocked Carroll out.
They must be sleeping. They're not in the heavenly beds that we get in Chicago. I don't know what they're in.
They're sleeping on a bed of nails.
Both of them with backs, huh?
Yeah, Alexi Ramirez had to leave the game for that same reason, and now the starting pitcher Carroll's out.
What's Willie having his chairs down there in the clubhouse? Willie, what are you doing?
Plywood Willie. No, he's got luxurious digs over there for the visiting teams that come in. Michael Brantley sends a high fly ball to deep right field, but back is Sierra on the track to make the catch. 2 down.
Let's take a look at Scott Carroll today when he was in the ball game. Changeup. And he kept it down. Another good one. He's got a changeup. He also has the splitter. And you can see everything is downstairs. There's the split grip. And you can see where those pitches are going. They're diving down into the strike zone. It's tough. It must really be tough to pick up the rotation on that pitch. He went 5 innings, 2 hits. He struck out 2 and walked only 1.
Now Santana has struck out and walked. One ball, one strike. And now Santana ahead in the count. The Indians' best offensive chance today thus far came when we had Brian Hoyer in the booth when they had a 1-out walk. And then Chisnall was hit by a pitch. They had 2 on with 1 out. But Swisher flied out to center. Gomes flied out to right to end the inning.
Brian, if you're in the suite watching, come on back. We need some offense.
Now the 2-2. Low and a full count. Santana is called out on strikes. The Indians go 1-2-3, and that's 8 straight set down by Chicago pitching. It's baseball night in America coming up on Fox as the Pirates face off against the Reds. 7 Eastern on Fox following Indians Live. Well, we move on to the 7th inning. And Chicago leads it 3-0. Connor Gillespie, Gordon Beckham, Tyler Flowers due up.
Indians bullpen is rolling.
Pitch upstairs for ball 1. Pretty well hit to left field, but back is Mike Aviles, and he'll make the catch for out number 1. It's time now for a Mazda game break, and let's send it over to Al Pulowski.
Hey, Matt, Rick, they're moving to the 3rd inning in Colorado. So far, the only 2 runs came here in the 1st, thanks to Kendrys Morales. This double here knocked in 2 from Minnesota. They've got that early 2-0 lead. 3rd inning in Denver. Matt?
All right, thanks, Al. Just below you out there, we've got Austin Adams, the right-hander, and left-hander Nick Hagedorn getting loose in the Tribe bullpen. Gordon Beckham has walked and grounded out. Pitch number 80 on the day for McAllister. High pop. Shallow left. Back goes Cabrera a few steps. 2 away. Our stat of the game brought to you by Buick. And the Indians bullpen, should they be called upon here today, has been dynamite. 3-1 with an 0.82 ERA in their last 13 games.
Yeah, they have been. They've been outstanding the month of July. Unfortunately, you like to turn it over when they have the lead. They're down 3 runs now. So the offense is going to have to kick it in gear.
Tried to check his swing, but he went around 1-1. Well, this is a White Sox team that has been kicked in the teeth by the Central Division of late. They've lost 9 straight division games after they won their previous 8 out of 9.
The Indians did the same thing at one point this year. Took advantage of the Central early and then hit a skid where they lost 8 or 9 straight. And you can see they're both pretty much the same in division records. Chicago 16-20, 17-18 for the Tribe. Detroit's starting to pull away a little bit. Minnesota has a good record. 3 games over.
Swing and a miss. And you saw Kansas City in there. They'll continue their series at home against Detroit. They got blown out by the Tigers in the series opener, and then last night Anibal Sanchez beat them 2-1. Outdueled Danny Duffy.
Yeah, Duffy with the good ERA, but his win-loss record is not very good.
Out of play. Yeah, Duffy falls to 5-9 on the year.
Got Rick Porcello going against James Shields in Kansas City. That ball game will start at 7:10.
Two balls and 2 strikes. Low and away, full count. And again, it's fouled off by Flowers, who has grounded out twice here today. This will be the ninth pitch of the at-bat. Fouled right back. Up to 90 pitches on the day now for McAllister as he tries to take care of Flowers. And the payoff pitch, another foul ball. Four times, or I should say he's trying to make it 4 times in 7 innings. Retiring the side 1, 2, 3, but he needs to get Flowers in order to do that. He set him down 1, 2, 3 in the first, the second, the fifth, and a chance to do it again here in the 7th. Right back to him. Knocks it down, picks it up, and threw it into the glove of Santana to get the out. Boy, that was close, and Ventura might come out and challenge this. I don't know. Santana was in an awkward spot trying to catch that and keep his foot on the bag. Let's see.
Zach panicked. He didn't catch it. The throw was wild. I don't know if he gets him. Let's see.
Well, you know what? He might.
No, his foot's on the base.
But did he tag him?
Well, he did after his foot was on the base. I want to see Ventura's going to look. He may end up challenging that.
My question, Rick, was when the ball was in the glove, did it touch his hand, thus making it a tag out? Apparently, that's what the White Sox are seeing because they're not going to challenge.
Okay.
So the inning is over, and we'll go to the 7th inning stretch with the Indians trailing it by a score of 3-0. The 7th inning stretch brought to you by Spitzer Auto World. Life is hard. Buying a car shouldn't be.
Here, bottom half of the 7th, as we check out our view from our Panini's Overstuffed cam. Coming into the ballpark on a Saturday afternoon, 3 o'clock start today. Get back to the 1 o'clock start tomorrow, heading into the All-Star break.
Hopefully the Indians can get back into the scoring column here in the bottom of the 7th inning. They've been shut out through the first 6 on just 2 hits, and both hits came with 2 outs back in the 3rd inning. Swing and a miss, 1-1. Bounced foul. And a ground ball single into right field for Lonnie Chisenhall. The Indians get their leadoff man aboard for the first time today, and it comes in the 7th inning.
Well, it's only their 3rd hit. Lonnie goes down and hooks this ball down and away in the hole between 1st and 2nd for the Indians' 3rd hit. They had 2 hits back in the 3rd inning. But other than that, it's either been a walk or a hit batter. But Chisenhall starts the 7th with a knock.
Now here is Nick Swisher, 0 for 2 today. And looks at ball 1 outside. Zach Putnam was a 5th-round pick of the Indians back in 08. Made his way through the minor league system and got his first taste of big league baseball with the Tribe back in 2011. Pitched in a handful of games that year. And then before the 2012 season, he was traded to Colorado for Kevin Slowey. Down in the dirt, good block by Flowers. White Sox would eventually get putting him off the waiver wire from Colorado. Actually, that was the Cubs that got him off the waiver wire. And then he signed with the White Sox as a free agent. Just missed outside, 3-1.
Take a look at this pitch on our Nissan pitch tracker. It's away, just off the outside edge. You can see it didn't miss by much, about a ball width away.
And on 3-1, there's a high drive, but fouled on the right side.
Bring the glove, lefty caught it. Go home with a souvenir. That's right in Brohio section.
Payoff pitch. Struck him out again. Second time Swish has been down on strikes here today. Second K for Putnam. Fifth of the game for Chicago pitchers.
You see that splitter going down and away. Good located off-speed pitch that gets Swisher right there for the first out.
Up comes Yan Gomes. Twice he has flied out today. Once to left, once to right. Neither team has been able to really generate offense here today. The White Sox got a 2-run homer from Jose Abreu way back in the 4th inning after Alexei Ramirez had walked to start the inning. And they got a 2-out RBI single by Adam Dunn in the 6th. Fouled right back. 1-2 the count. Zach Putnam was born in Michigan, went to school at the University of Michigan, still makes his home there. Upstairs 2-2. He was the Big Ten Pitcher of the Year back in 2008, the year the Indians drafted him. Foul out of play. 2 balls, 2 strikes with 1 on, 1 out here in the 7th. In 2011, the year Putnam would make his major league debut at AAA Columbus, he was 6-3 out of the bullpen with 9 saves that year. Gomes fouled it, got a piece of it. It's in the dirt, and the catcher Flowers saying no.
He's saying that he didn't foul it or something. It looked like it came out of his glove, and that's what home plate umpire Hal Gibson's saying. I want to take a look at it. There's the split as you come out, and I thought it hit the ground.
Sure did.
You see that dirt? There it is. It's
He's
not
saying,
in his glove.
He was saying it wasn't a foul ball, though.
Right. That's what he was arguing. And now here comes the crew chief, Gary Cederstrom. He's going to say he fouled it.
You think so?
I think so.
Oh, yeah. I thought you meant he was going to overturn him.
No, I think he's going to agree with him and say he did foul it. I thought it sounded like it, Matt, to me. Now, whether it skipped off the ground into the dirt, I couldn't tell. That's hard to tell, but Gomes gets new life. They're saying he fouled it off, and I think that's what Flowers are saying. He never touched the ball. But Gomes is still up there.
Let's see if he can take advantage. Indians need a jolt.
Yeah, they could use a hit, no doubt. Little energy right here. Only 3 hits to this point.
Outside and a full count. This has all the markings of one of those lazy summer days. It's warm. Air really not moving a whole lot. Payoff pitch. Fouled back.
Hal Gibson's going to wear this one right off the right shoulder.
Yan Gomes trying to snap an 0 for 14 slump at the plate. And this will be the 9th pitch of the at-bat. He launches one to left, and it is caught. Wow, another sensational play by Viciedo.
Now, wait a minute. He started this game in right field.
Yep.
And then after the and this one could have been a short hop. But he comes back in. Look at, he comes in, and he's going to pick it up off the ground.
Oh, it hit the grass clearly, yeah.
It looked like it hit the grass. So they're going to come back and take a look at that.
Here's another look. This will tell you convincingly hit the grass, yep. So this should be overturned rather quickly. You see it. So look at the blades of grass that get kicked up. That's the best sheer evidence that you need there.
You know, and even if he comes up with it and they say he doesn't catch it, he comes in and throws it to second base. So there's a force out there. What do they do now?
Oh, boy, that's a good question.
You know what I'm saying? If they say he didn't catch the ball, okay, he's still got the runner going from first to second.
Well, I don't. If the play on the field is an out, I don't think you can give them a force out at second base.
What do you mean? I mean, if it's not a catch, he still came up and threw to second base.
Yeah, but the call in the field was a catch. Call in the field's a catch, so why would you go to second base if you're the runner? You have to stay at first.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what, in that situation, the umpire says it's out, he's out. But if he clearly doesn't catch it and they overturn it, then they have to get the guy between first and second because he came up automatically and threw it, is what I mean.
That's fine, but if you're the runner at first base and the call on the field is a catch, you can't just run to second. You've got to go back to first.
Yes, you do.
So
but I don't know if Chisenhall was going to be halfway. It'd be interesting to see where he was located.
Tell you what, it's heads up by Viciedo to at least finish the play regardless. Yes. It's also a good indication that he knew he didn't catch it.
That's true. Now, you see, they have to be discussing that right now. They have to be discussing that.
Everybody's safe.
And I want to see if Ventura comes out
I
here.
think you can't suspend time, I think is ultimately what happens there.
So they automatically give him second base. See, he laid back, and this ball is going to short hop into his glove. Now, the call was out. Yeah, it clearly short hops into his glove. Good camera work, guys.
That's actually a case where the replay, it hurts Ventura because if they call it like they should have on the field, there's one out and a runner at first.
Yeah.
I mean, you get the out, but or I should say the inning's over. No, wait a minute.
There's one out. No, it would be if he comes up and goes to second base, I don't think Chisenhall is going to run thinking he's going to catch the ball or halfway, and he came right up and went to second. It'd be a force out at second.
Yeah.
And it'd be 2 outs and a man on first, but it goes as a base hit. Now the Indians catch a break.
Line drive base hit right field. Coming around third, Chisenhall has to stop. And a good throw to the plate by Sierra. But the bases are now loaded for the Indians with one out. Boy, another crazy turn of events.
David had a good pitch down and away from Putnam, and he pulls it into right field. Sierra with the throw home, and it's a very good throw home. They had to hold Chisenhall, and now they have the bases loaded, one out, and Ventura is going to make a move.
So we've got a timeout for a pitching change. The Indians have the bases loaded, one out, down 3-0 here in the 7th inning. Zach Putnam's out. Javi Guerra's coming on. Bottom of the 7th. 1 out. Indians have them loaded. And Mike Aviles will be the batter. Javi Guerra will be the new pitcher for Chicago as he takes over for Zach Putnam. Javi Guerra took his first loss and his second blown save of the season 3 days ago as he gave up a game-winning hit in the 9th inning in Boston.
Remember, this is a Chicago bullpen that's a little bit in disarray. They go by closer by committee. So it's however Ventura feels that day, his best bet is to get outs late in the ball game. And right now, the Indians have their best scoring threat of the day. Bases loaded and just 1 out.
And you might wonder, why wouldn't Terry Francona pinch hit possibly here with a right-handed pitcher against the right-handed hitting Aviles? Well, Guerra has limited left-handed hitters to a .139 average this year. They're 5 for 36 against him.
Well, see those charts in front of you? That's exactly, but they know what's going on. He's got everything listed down there. And he knows what matchups go with who. That is all made out well before the game starts. They know everything that's going to go on and who they want to match up. And that happens in both dugouts.
1-0 pitch. Fouled right back. Plus, Rick, I don't think, assuming Chris Dickerson's not available since he had a little hamstring tightness, Indians don't have a left-handed bat on the bench. They're all in the lineup. You've got Rayburn, Roberto Perez, Dickerson, who like I said, he's got the hamstring tightness. Well, right now it's up to Mike Aviles to try to do some damage with 1 out and the bases loaded. And the 1-1 pitch. And Aviles didn't like the call.
He might say this pitch is high. It's a curveball. It drops in there.
Well, he didn't like it, but it looked pretty good as far as being in the strike zone. Now Mike's got a battle down on the count. Shoots it out of play to the right. Lonnie Chisenhall's at third. He singled to start the inning. After Swisher struck out, Yan Gomes got the overturned single to left. Murphy with a base hit to right. So all 5 Indians hits today have been singles. Rip foul, and it hit Chisenhall in foul territory.
Boy, did it ever. That's why you go down in foul territory. And you get in fair territory, it hits you, you're out. That's why you go down the line in foul territory, and he had no chance to get out of the way of that one. Got him right in the right foot. He's thinking, what are you doing, Mike? Hit it down the line. We need some runs to score. He couldn't get out of the way. I mean, you're less than 90 feet. What's he, 80 feet? 75 feet, and that ball got hammered. Smoked him in the foot.
Popped up foul, and that's going to get into the seats. Crowd trying to make some noise. They've been silent most of the day. The 1-2. Again, it's fouled out of play.
He left that breaking ball upstairs, and Aviles just fouled it off. That's the one he took the last time for strike 2, and he didn't like the call, figuring it was high, but he fouled this one off.
Well, this will be the 8th pitch of the at-bat. Outside, 2-2. Pop to left field. In comes Viciedo, and he'll make the catch, and everybody has to hold.
Yeah, got it off the end of the bat. Couldn't drive it.
No, 2 down.
So Guerra did a nice job of retiring Mike Aviles. Now it's up to Jason Kipnis with 2 outs. Look at that. Now that breaking ball started to come down. Tried to stay back on it, just couldn't get the good part of the bat on the ball. Off the end of the bat, Viciedo just flips it in. Not deep enough. But something they've done very well on this homestand is score with 2 outs.
Yeah.
Well, the Indians looking to do that.
6 of the 7 runs scored last night came with 2 outs. Kipnis in a clutch spot here, 1 for 3 on the day. And he takes ball 1. With the bases loaded, the Indians have batted .357 as a team. It's down low 2-0. Kipnis 1 for 6. But his only bases loaded hit came with 2 outs.
Well, they could certainly use one now. That would get this crowd right back into it. Give that dugout some energy. Flowers wants to go out and talk to Guerra now. 2-0 count. Jason could be a little more selective here. Sit for that 95-mile-an-hour fastball.
Bounced it in front of the plate, and Flowers did a nice job to block it. It's 3-0.
He comes out here, Matt, and shows a slider, and he spikes it right into the dirt. Here comes the crowd. Now they're into it.
They're up roaring as Kipnis awaits the 3-0 pitch from Guerra. Ball 4. The Indians are on the board. Kipnis with his 24th run batted in on the year. Base is still loaded. And out comes the pitching coach, Don Cooper. Chisenhall able to come home on the bases loaded walk. Gomes over to third. Murphy to second. And this is the play that really changed the inning in a big way. It was ruled an out on the field.
That is true. And I mean, that is a big play in the ball game because where it depends on where Chisenhall was. Don't know how far off first base. Don't know if he was going to go to second. But they overturned it. It made it first and second. Now they walk home a run, and it's a 3-1 ball game.
Now it's Drupal Cabrera 0 for 3. Cabrera takes. It's a called strike. Letter high, so after it just walked a guy in 4 pitches, rare to see a pitcher get a close call like that. There's Drupal Cabrera, 2 for 7 this year with the bases loaded. And those 2-out RBI hits, for whatever reason, this year have been tough for him to get.
Few and far between.
2 for 38.
Yeah, and 1 today, so make it 39. He had a chance back in the inning. Yeah, back in the third inning.
Yep. Bases loaded, 1 out, 2 outs rather. Tried down 3-1. Swung on and missed. Chased one, helped him out.
You got the big base hit against the Yankees with the bases loaded, nobody out. He got it rolling. That's where they scored all. He played it all 3 runs on a triple. Then he ended up scoring on a sacrifice fly by Michael Brantley. They took a 4-3 lead in that inning. If he clears them here, it would be the same thing.
Strikes him out, inning over. Indians leave him loaded, but they do get a run home. 3-1 Chicago as we go to the 8th. Presented by authority of the Cleveland Indians and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Cleveland Indians. Stay tuned for Indians Live, presented by Conrad's Tire Express and Total Car Care, coming up next here on Sports Time Ohio. Nick Hagedorn, left-hander, coming on for the Indians. His 8th appearance on the year. While we have a moment, it's time for a Mazda game break. Let's go to Al Pawlowski.
Well, hey, man, Big Papi David Ortiz went yard today for the 20th time here against Houston. He now has 451 homers in his career, just one behind Carl Yastrzemski for 36th place on the all-time list. Houston up by a run in Houston, man.
All right, thanks, Al. Boston beginning the day, 42 wins, 51 losses. The Astros, 39 and 55. Ball one, it's up high from Nick Hagedorn. Hagedorn has been up and down this year. And there's a liner to left, a base hit. In-game box score brought to you by Hyundai. Been a weird game, though. White Sox only have 4 hits. Their first hit came on a 2-run homer by Jose Abreu, who brought home Alexei Ramirez. Actually, it was Moises Sierra who was running for Ramirez after he had walked. Their only other run came in the 6th inning. They had 2 infield hits in that inning.
Right.
The only hit that left the infield brought home a run. Nick Hagedorn, this is the 4th time he's been up with the big league club this year.
Yeah, he's been on that elevator ride up and down, hasn't he? Well, it's a matter of can he throw his breaking ball for a strike? I mean, he's a fastball. He has 95-mile-an-hour stuff, 94, 95, but it's the only pitch he seems he can throw for a strike. He gets to his breaking ball, and guys seem to lay off of it. They don't swing at it. There's
bunt by
another
De Aza.
bunt.
Heads up, covering the bag by Kipnis. They get the out. Garcia in the scoring position on the sacrifice.
Really well done. He got a bunt base hit. Now watch, he's going to force Santana to field this ball, and Kipnis has to hustle to get over to the bag and beat him to the base. But he does get the runner from first to second. And Nick Hagedorn, thank you. What did he throw? 4 pitches? He doesn't even have to shower today.
We've got a timeout for a pitching change. 3-1 Chicago in the 8th. Well, it's 3-1 in favor of Chicago, but as we promised earlier, it's Miller time, brought to you by Miller Lite. And there's been some pretty good defense played in this game today. Mike Aviles went back early, right in front of the wall to make a good catch there. As Dribble Cabrera took a hit away from De Aza, and then how about Viciedo laying out? That was a fine catch. Well, Scott Atchison coming on now for the Indians with runner in scoring position and 1 out. Moises Sierra, the batter. Lurie Garcia in scoring position. Hit in the air to center field. Brantley cruising back. He's under it, and he's got it. Garcia's going to tag and go to third. Brantley's throw, not quite in time. 2 away. And Jose Abreu coming up.
Got to walk him here. I would think you've got Crockett up in the bullpen for the left-hander Dunn. You can't even think about pitching to this guy. He has 73 RBIs on the year. There you go.
Well, the Indians certainly cannot afford to fall any further behind the way they're struggling to get on the board here today. 1 run in. And down to their final 6 outs. So Terry Francona's going to put Abreu on and go to Kyle Crockett to face Adam Dunn. So the wheels are turning. Scott Atchison gets 1 out. And the intentional walk. And a timeout in Cleveland. 3-1 White Sox here in the 8th inning. Three-one White Sox. On the pitch now for Cleveland is Kyle Crockett. This is his 16th appearance on the year now. 2 wins, no losses, and an ERA of 2.08. In 13 innings, he's walked 5, and he has struck out 7. Giving up 13 hits in his 13 innings. Crockett will be facing Adam Dunn with 2 on and 2 out here in the 8th inning. Kyle was a 4th-round pick last year out of the University of Virginia, and the first member of that draft class to get to the big leagues. He's on for 1 critical out now here in the 8th inning to try to keep the Indians alive in this game. Swing and a miss, good off-speed pitch. And a fastball over the outside corner for a strike. So he's kind of pitched him backwards. Dunn looking for a first pitch fastball. Got crossed up with an off-speed pitch. And then maybe thinking he'd throw another one. He took the fastball. Now it's 0-2. In the dirt.
In the series, the White Sox 1 for 30 when they have 2 strikes on them. And it's a 1-2 count right now.
Oh, smothered nicely by Santana, and the inning is over. So Crockett gets his man, and we'll go to the bottom of the 8th. Tribe down 3-1. Stay tuned for Indians Live, presented by Conrad's Tire Express and Total Car Care. It's coming up next. For the Indians here in the bottom of the 8th inning, it will be Brantley, Santana, and Chisenhall. And Chicago goes to the bullpen for the left-hander Eric Surkamp.
Well, he pitched a third of an inning in yesterday's game with zeros across the board. So he's coming on to face Brantley, Santana, and Chisenhall.
Brantley 0 for 3 on the day. Michael with a hit. And 8 straight games coming in. Low and away, ball 1. There's a drive to deep right field, and Sierra says so long. Brantley with his 15th home run of the year, his 63rd RBI, and a hit now in his 9th straight game as the Indians close the gap to a single run.
Boy, he was awfully quick on the inside part of the plate right there. I mean, he turned on and hit a line drive. It did not take long to get out. It's a fastball down and into Michael. There you go. Look at the quick hands through the hitting area. See how quick they get through there. That was nice. Pretty swing. Line drive, home run. Number 15 for Michael.
Now Carlos Santana 0 for 2. He has struck out twice and walked. And he takes a strike. Santana's been a much better hitter from this side of the plate, average-wise, hitting .260. Big curveball. In for a strike, it's 0-2. Almost chased after it and held up. From the 7th inning on, in the homestand, the Indians have outscored the opposition 16-4. 8th inning has been their biggest inning late in ball games, outscoring their opponents 8-0. One already in here in the 8th. 1-2 to Santana. They want it up high, and he swings through it, strikes out for the 3rd time today. 1 down. Now the batter is Lonnie Chisenhall, who singled and scored the Tribe's first run in the 7th. Jake Petrichka warming for Chicago now. And a breaking ball in for a strike. And Lonnie hits one in the air to center field. Pretty well struck. Diaz back. He's got room to get there and makes the catch. 2 down. Well, now Nick Swisher, the batter. He's 0 for 3. And Swisher takes a strike. Nick has gone down swinging twice in 3 trips today. And it's outside. 1-1. Now down on the count of 1-2. Off speed pitch. All 8 of Nick's home runs this year have come from the left side of the plate. But he has good power from the right side. Ground ball to short. Scooped up by Garcia. And the inning is over. Michael Brantley gets the Indians a run closer with his 15th home run of the year. Drive down a run as we go to the 9th. Three-2 Chicago as we go to the 9th inning here at Progressive Field. And we look back at our keys to the game courtesy of Wayside Furniture. Indians with a win. They're over 500, but they trail it by a run, trying to get there for the first time since June 19th. And for Zach McAllister, he went 7 innings. He allowed 3 runs. You know, overall pretty good results for McAllister. Only walked 2, struck out 2. So certainly I think a good start to build on for McAllister. Now it's Austin Adams. Adams down at AAA Columbus was on a tear from May 7th through July the 8th. He had an ERA of 0.35, gave up 1 run in 25 2/3 innings. Adams, a former 2009 draft pick. Back in the 5th round.
Okay, making his debut. So this is, see if he can relax, get 3 quick outs, and send that team back in there to try and win this one in the 9th.
Adams, a native of Alabama. Pitched at Faulkner University in Montgomery. Pitched 4 years. Viciato fouls one out of play down the right side. When he was in college, Austin Adams was a closer as a junior. He had 12 saves. And then he moved into the starting role as a senior. But he was also a pretty good shortstop. He led the team with 51 ribbies and had 14 homers in 2009, the year the Indians drafted him. went to the same high school that produced former Oakland outfielder Terrence Long. To center field, and Brantley can't get to it. It drops for a base hit. Viciedo had been 0 for 7 in the series with 4 strikeouts before he popped that one in the air.
Well, he jammed him a little bit when there was a breaking ball that was up in the zone. Viciedo didn't get enough of it. That's why it fell in front of Brantley. It'll go as a base hit. That's a 6th hit for the White Sox today. But the leadoff man aboard. And a hot guy coming to the plate.
Connor Gillespie 0 for 3 today. 1 for 6 in the series. And he drives one to deep right field. It's over the head of David Murphy. Plays it off the wall. Viciedo is going to stop at third, and Gillespie into second with a double. So Chicago with runners at second and third and nobody out now here in the 9th inning, and the bullpen is scrambling to get busy.
Well, he tried to throw a heater inside, and it was in there, and I'll tell you, Gillespie just dropped the barrel head of the bat, and it lined off the wall, the base of the wall. I think that if Murphy caught that ball cleanly, he might have been able to hold Gillespie to a single, but it doesn't. He goes in with his 23rd double. Second and third now, nobody out. The infield will come in for the Indians. They have to cut everything off to keep a 1-run lead.
And Gordon Beckham is the batter, 0 for 2 with a walk. And a good breaking ball in there for a strike. Austin Adams was a starting pitcher his first 3 years in the Indians system. But he missed all of 2012 with a shoulder injury and had surgery. And that's not an easy thing to come back from normally. He had labrum and rotator cuff repair done. So he missed the entire season, but came back last year and transitioned to the bullpen. Pitched 45 games for AA Akron and a 2.62 earned run average. Now the 1-1 upstairs. Infield in, nobody out, second and third, 2-1 pitch, low, 3-1. Mark Zubczynski up in the Tribe pen. Ripped fair, down the line it goes, that'll score 2. Beckham on his way to second base, and he'll go in there with a 2-run double. And just like that, Chicago gets all the momentum right back.
Well, 3-1 count. You know, Beckham was looking for one pitch and one pitch only. He could eliminate doubt right there, not figuring he's not going to throw his curveball, and he does, and he gets the fastball, and he just drilled it down the line. He threw it right down the middle. Didn't want to walk him. So 2 runs come in. It's 3 straight hits off of Adams. And it's up to a 5-2 lead for the White Sox.
That sends a lot of folks headed for the exits. Chopped to short. Cabrera will throw out Flowers. Beckham goes over to third, 1 away. And before Lurie Garcia comes up, Terry Francona is going to go make a pitching change. So Austin Adams in his major league debut gives up 3 straight hits and a 2-run double. The White Sox lead at 5-2 here in the 9th. here in the 9th inning. And Mark Zipchinski coming on now for Cleveland. 45th appearance of the year for this Indians left-hander who has been a workhorse, really, coming out of the bullpen on a almost nightly basis, it seems like.
Well, I know this certainly Terry did not want to have to use him today. I mean, he thought Adams could come in here, make his debut, and pitch an inning and keep it a one-run game. It didn't happen that way. After the first 3 hitters, they had 2 in. He gets his first out, and they have a man at third base, so the infield will come in.
Zipchinski now moves into a tie with his teammate Cody Allen and Lou Gregerson of Oakland for the most appearances this year. Low ball 1. Ripped, foul. Whew, not by much, but enough that Zipchinski will still be able to face him with a chance to get him out, keep that runner at third, keep it a 3-run game. Best you can hope for now. Oh, boy. Fly ball right field. Plenty deep enough. Murphy makes the catch. Tagging and coming home to score is Beckham. It's a 3-run ninth for Chicago. And they now lead it 6-2. So we'll go to the top of the order and Alejandro De Aza.
Well, this is something that certainly hasn't happened to the Tribe in the month of August, or in the month of July, was the bullpen. They've been outstanding, but the 3 runs they have given up today.
Well, you know, you got to find out about your young guys. Austin Adams get called up, major league debut. And in a 1-run game, Chicago jumped on him. Jake Petrichka continues to loosen for Chicago. They had a strike called over the outside corner. De Aza shaking his head, no, no, no. Strikes him out to end the inning, but Chicago gets 3 on the board here in the top of the 9th, and they lead it 6-2. Well, we go now to the bottom of the ninth, and the Indians trail it 6-2. Chicago goes to Jake Petrichka. Right-hander with a 2.22 ERA, and he's got the bottom third of the Indians' order due up.
Petrichka, a guy that has had opportunities for saves. He has 3 saves on the year. Not that this is a save situation, but Robin Ventura with that bullpen, we told you earlier, it's been by a committee. He had him up earlier when it was a one-run game and was going to bring him in, but they were able to add 3 in the top half of the ninth and make it a 6-2 game. So if you're the Indians, you got to give them a finish. Get a couple base runners aboard, and you never know.
Yan Gomes to lead it off. 1 for 3 on the day. Oh, and 2. Out of play over the head of Sandy Alomar into the crowd and back out onto the field. Upstairs. And now it's back to even 2-2. The Indians last night broke a 6-game series opener losing streak. Came into today having won 5 straight game 2s. Is he caught? Yes, he holds on to it. Garcia with a terrific play for out number 1. Wasn't sure if he was going to be able to hang on to it the way he awkwardly went to the ground, but he did. And he retires Gomes to start the bottom of the ninth.
He ended up holding on. That was a really good play. They've made a couple of them today.
Garcia came on for Alexei Ramirez, who went out with some back stiffness early in the game. And now Murphy takes up high ball 1. Murphy 1 for 3 on the day. His base hit came back in the 7th, and it loaded the bases. Weekly bounce to second base. Beckham throws him out, 2 down. Now the Indians offensively had really been rolling on the homestand coming in. They had batted .288 in their 8 games, averaging 5 runs a ball game. .281 average with runners in scoring position, but boy, they were They were just shut down through the first 6 innings. Got on the board in the 7th, but couldn't erupt for that big inning when they were looking for it. And the only other run came on a solo homer by Brantley in the 8th, and after that they went 1-2-3. So tip of the cap to Chicago the way they've pitched today. Scott Carroll, 5 shutout innings to start. And then Putnam, Guerra, Surkamp, now Petrichka. Trying to close out a Chicago victory. Aviles takes a strike. He's 1 for 3 today. Swung out and missed, a ball and 2 strikes. Missed outside with it. Evens it up at 2-2. And Aviles strikes out to end the ball game. Tribe goes 1-2-3 here in the bottom of the 9th. And Chicago has even the series at a game apiece with a 6-2 win this afternoon. Indians fall back below the 500 mark at 46-47. Chicago goes to 45-50. Winning pitcher is Scott Carroll. He is 4-5. The loser, Zach McAllister, he drops to 3-5. So a disappointing defeat today after such a rousing victory last night, and the Indians came in having won 7 out of 10, but they fell flat today. Give the credit to Chicago starter Scott Carroll. I mean, he pitched well, and the Indians really never generated much offensively here today.
No, they certainly did not. I mean, it was a game they hit a home run, a 2-run homer, but the big play came back in the 9th inning. It was a 1-run ball game. And the bullpen played so well, pitched so well all month.
It's our key play of the game, brought to you by Key Bank. And Austin Adams making his major league debut. Didn't go so well.
Well, 3-1 pitch. You got to throw him a fastball. You can't walk him. He does, and he's waiting for it. And he drilled it down into the corner. Drove in a couple of runs. They ended up scoring the 3rd one. That's going to be our Key Bank key play of the game.
And Chicago gets the victory to even the series at a game apiece. So 1 more to go before the All-Star break begins on Monday. And the Indians will come back tomorrow to try to win the series and take 2 out of 3 from Chicago. We'll have it for you tomorrow afternoon at 1 o'clock here on Sports Time Ohio. For Rick Manning, I'm Matt Underwood. Thanks so much for watching. Stay tuned for Indians Live, presented by Conrad's.